How's it, everybody? Welcome back to Coral Reeches. We are once again looking down at the city that we started building in the last video with the beautiful region in the background. I'm loving the way all of this is shaping up around this river. I think it's looking super awesome, seeing all the boats running. I've got my trains running. I think everything is starting to come together very nicely. Today, what I wanted to do was to continue with the expansion of the city, and I want to try and start expanding out in this area and start working my way back towards the center of the city. Now, I was playing around off camera with sort of the type of high buildings I would like to put in here, and everything just seemed extremely disjointed simply because of how rapid I was trying to get the heights to come into play. So I figured instead of doing that, let me try and see if I can organically figure out how and where all of the tall buildings will sit once I see what the surrounding area will look like. So I want to kick off. Gonna start off by doing some development around this space. So we're basically going to continue this type of development in and around here, and then we'll work our way back into this area. I had wanted to put the education campus over here, but when I looked at this, like the sheer size of this university, it will make the amount of space that has been taken up in this area for the downtown just way too much. And so I'm thinking of shifting the university out maybe to this side on the outskirts, and then we can use it as a sort of buffer zone between the dense city inner core and the outer residential areas and stuff. And then this area can work as that transition space, and then we can have a nice big education area here. Alternatively, I might just decide to put the education space all the way out somewhere else completely, in line with a comment I received some eons back about rather building an academic area outside of the city. Doesn't have to be in the city, and then leave the city itself for the development, for the buildings, for all of the nice amenities and all kinds of funky stuff that usually takes place in cities. So that's the thinking. That's what I am still to figure out, but for now what I know I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue out the development around here, and then we'll work in the education campus and stuff at a later stage. All right, I think we've filled out a lot of this area, packed in as many buildings as I possibly can, and we've got a ton of, so we've basically got a commercial strip over here, and we've got a lot of residential in this space. Now I've got commercial, industry, and office demand that is going through the roof, which is great, because when I get here, I'm hoping to make use of some of this office demand to build some, I suppose, fairly decent tall buildings over on that side. Whereas over here, we've got our medium density row houses just packed in like it's nobody's business. And we're gonna pack in more even in and around this area as we go back into that space. Overall, I'm liking the way everything is looking. I think I just have one or two places like here that I would just like to dirty up a bit. This is quite a large asset, but this is great. In case you haven't seen this, these are the, I think they're called gray stained, something like that. It's a new mod that I got that extends on sully stuff, which is really awesome. And I think overall everything just looks so nice, having all of these beautiful decals and no longer having to worry about just having a super clean city, you know, like all the concrete and everything was just looking super clean. And now that I've got these, I can start making the areas look just a little bit dirtier than what the default game allows. And that for me is just, it is just awesome. And I can just plonk a whole bunch of those down. And we've got places as well, so somewhere where we have there we go, we've got places like here where we've got some of the graffiti stuff also in place, and I think these look really good. One of the things that I would like to do is if I can pull out some of these decoration assets, I would love to grab these and plonk some of these down in between all of this area. I love the way this kind of makes the rail yard look. I think it just gives it a little bit extra life. I would love to have put this down. Ooh, you know what? Let's actually get rid of these. Then let's put this one down over here, because I think that just looks, I think that looks a little bit better. And then we can go ahead and plonk down maybe one or two of these just to close the space up and make it look, I don't know, a kind of way like there really is some kind of industrialization that has happened over here, and these are the remnants of that, the detritus of once upon a time heavy industrialized space. And I think this just makes the rail yard look a lot better. So then I just want to pull this across, and then we sort of have a decent place where that decal ends. So what I do want to do quickly is to grab a road from here, and I think we can go ahead. Let's turn off snap to guidelines, and I think we can go ahead and connect this one up. And then I can go ahead and turn snap to guidelines back on, and then we can connect this up over here. I think we can do a straight line over here, straight road. Nope, wrong thing. Turn off snap to guidelines. Can have this come in here, and I'm thinking whether I should have a complete, you know, like circle, or I should just have maybe a straight road that terminates over there, and maybe we do something a little bit different. Like I can have something that goes in over there, something that comes in over here, over there, and we can connect this up over here like so. There we go. And let's just cut it off maybe over on this side. I can get rid of that, and we can put a nice roundabout right over there, and then we'll figure out some detailing and stuff. At the moment, I don't have too many amenities like a police station. I don't believe I have a police station in this area, do I? No, I do not. the way I've done it. Oh, well, wait, look here. I can actually squeeze one right in here. Can I? Yes, we can squeeze one in here. Then great. We've got a police station in place to service this area, which is awesome. I think I'll build a hospital somewhere in this area and try and put some of the bigger amenities in and around the spaces as we continue to expand. So yeah, everybody, everything is looking good. Let's get the building going over in this area. Alrighty, quick stock take with where we are at. So I filled this area in, and I think again I've got that density going. What I'm trying to do is get the area that's right next to the railway line looking like it is, you know, run down, it's dirty, and it's just been repurposed basically all around for parking. So anytime I get close to the railway line, I just try and see if I can squeeze in some parking, some piles of stuff, and just anything that I can do to just make it look as rundown as possible. And I'm trying to keep that effect on both sides of the railway, and we're gonna basically continue that type of vibe all the way throughout. And even as we go further out, I think anywhere I have dense buildings that sit so close to the railway, I'll probably do stuff like that. And I love the fact that I can create these sort of houses that just hug, you know, the corner of things. Like just, oops, my bad. Like looking at how close they are to the road. I mean, this is just nice, and I love it. I love it. Without mods, there's no way you could build things like this, and I think things like this are a lot more realistic than things always being on a perfect grid and so on. What I do want to do very quickly though, before anything else, is to go ahead and put a district. We'll put a district around this area. All right, we've got Springtown. Definitely not Springtown. I don't know. This area can get some kind of a name, like, I don't know. So we'll just name this area for now the Waterfront. And if anybody has an idea for a name for this little district, give me a shout. We will stick it in. I think once we finish of this area, this will also probably be its own little district. And then the name of the city, I will apply it to this area, which is the core downtown of it. And I think that will then stick out as the big city name. And then it'll just have a whole bunch of districts all around it. But yeah, everybody, so far so good. I think everything is coming together very, very nicely. Alrighty. We have filled in quite a lot of the space, and as you can see, we're starting to increase the height and the density as we start moving more and more towards the center. So I think this is actually so much better because now I can see the heights relative to the immediate surrounding area, with the odd building or two like this that really poke out. I do think though that as much as I like this poking out, I don't like the fact that there's another blue one sitting over there. So we're going to get rid of this one and replace it with something of the same size but a different color. I think this one will do perfectly fine. So it's slightly shorter than the other one, but it does take up the same amount of space, which is a 6x6, and I think that's a little bit better. And then that gives that one a bit more of a standout, I suppose. And yeah, here we go. So the only thing I want to do here very quickly is to go into the surfaces and simply extend this one out all the way over there. And then I think we can just dirty it up just a tad bit so that it basically gives that nice, funky, dirty look. Okay, I think this is it, everybody. We've done a lot. It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but then I've had the privilege of editing that, like, I think this portion of the video before doing this final recording, and the video is already at 30 minutes. So with the addition of this, to take it to about 35, maybe even 40 minutes, and I think that's a good place to stop. Also, this week, Economics 2.0 got released, and as soon as I knew that was dropping, I put my Steam into offline mode, and every time I booted up the game, I basically yanked out my network card because I didn't want it to upgrade, I didn't want it to update, I didn't want any mods updating and so on. I wanted to finish this video at least before I did the upgrade, just in case things break. That means, depending upon how things go, I'm going to get the update immediately after this. It means that if things break, there will not be a live stream tomorrow. There might not be a video next week, but I'm hoping, really fingers crossed, that everything will work smoothly. I know the modders have been quite on the ball with everything. So yeah, I don't think we're going to have any major problems. Before we quit for the day, what I want to do is I actually want to delete all of these, because I've been staring at this every single time and it's really not inspiring me to build, because I feel like the way all of these are here, it just does not look, it does not look good. I'm not a happy chappy with them. So we're going to get rid of all of these footpaths, and probably next video we will re-look at how we lay this area out in order to connect up a rail track over here that will link up to the rest of the region. What I also want to do is I want to try and get this road to cross over onto this side, because right now this is the only way to get from this space into this area quickly. But you can also go down this way, but then that's like a long route all the way and then you have to come around. So I was thinking that it will be in the best interest of my citizens to have a connection that connects up all the way over onto this side. So if I can just bring this over like so, maybe, so we can cross it all the way over onto this side, and then I will just drop it all the way down to meet this road over here. And then we have another access point via the, oh, blech. Well, isn't that ugly? So you know what I will do is I will move it, obviously. We will look at it from a decent enough direction. I will lower it. Oh, I love that. I love the fact that it just brought in the retaining wall, which I think is super awesome. I will then grab this node, and I think I'll just send this node up a tad bit. I think the center of this can also go up a tad bit. Does it work? Oh gosh, that looks real wonky, and I genuinely do not know how I resolve that, but you get the idea that we have another access point. I will probably deal with this just off camera, and yeah, I'll make it work. All right, everybody, that's it. We are done. City is expanding very, very nicely. I think it's blended in pretty well. This looks like a planned, organically shaped city. The roads are in all kinds of directions, so it's not too gritty. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of grids, but we are going to incorporate grids where relevant. But I hope you like it. I hope you like the way everything is shaping up. If you do, please be sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you've been here a while and you haven't done so already. Turn on the notifications, all that good stuff. Share the content. It really, really helps get the channel out, helps get the channel noticed, and I am truly, truly grateful for it. Big shout out to all of my patrons and YouTube members for all the extra support that they continue to choose day in, day out to show the channel. It is truly, truly appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the cinematics of our beautiful city that is shaping up, and I shall catch you all in the next one. Cheers!